on today's episode of DAPA.DANIEL.
So that's what the landfill looks like. So for this Mckinney Landfill, it kind of borders more of New Hope. This landfill feels like it's being run more like a business in what they're doing. This is what a Saturday drive looks like around Melissa. Put up a report right now over like how much tons of waste the city's dumping. So this is the landfill, also known as Mount Melissa. So that makes sense. Jeez Louise, what is going on? All right, we're talking landfills today. So I'm over right now in McKinney, over in Fairview, and kind of this northeastern part of Collin County. Today, this video is just gonna be talking about the landfills. I'm gonna drive, let's go this way out here, hold on. Need full focus. I'm gonna be driving around to 2 landfills today. These are the 2 landfills of Collin County. So if you're thinking about living out in Collin County, this is just, keep in mind there are some landfills out here on certain parts. So this is gonna be for anyone specifically looking to buy, possibly in Melissa, McKinney, Fairview, in those areas, New Hope, Princeton, and kind of, I was looking at some forums, and I'll get into details about what people were saying online, what the city's saying, what they're doing. But the first landfill that we're headed to is the 380 landfill over in McKinney. So within Collin County, now there's some other landfills, like there's a landfill in Louisville, Denton County, that's, borders right up close to Collin County. So just keep in mind that this video is just talking about Collin County, but there's plenty of other landfills in other areas that kind of affect, other people in certain parts when it comes to smell or things up in the air. Now, for this one's going to be over McKinney. This is the 380. Construction and demolition is what this landfill mainly focuses in. And just for some quick statistics, for Collin County, 2 landfills serving a population of about 1 million in the area. Collin County is about a little under 900 square miles. There's 1 landfill per 450,000 people, let's just say that. That breaks down to like 1 landfill per 420 square miles. So that's just some of the statistics on that. Now, I went and visited their websites, I looked at forums, I looked at Reddit at what people are saying. The main difference between this landfill that we're going to and the one in Melissa, and it's over to the right, guys. Let's see if we can go down this way. Maybe you can see this one. The main difference is going to be the... Can I go right here? The main difference is going to be... Oh, looks like we can't get in. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a UE, but we're stuck here. So that's what the landfill looks like. So we see that. All right, we're just gonna go this way now. Yep. This is totally legal, but I thought I was gonna be able to drive a little bit more down. Maybe I can, I should have pulled into there. Okay, actually, let me try to get a better angle. I can't get any good angles of it, guys. But if I pulled into right there, maybe, hold on guys. Let me try to get a better angle. All right, let me try this again. Go to a different spot, maybe give you guys a better angle. But the main difference between this landfill and the one that we're gonna go over to next to Melissa is that they just deal with more construction demolition and more recyclable waste. So for this Mckinney landfill, it kind of borders more of New Hope in this area. It's not really by anything, even though it's the city of McKinney, it's on the farthest east side of McKinney, to where it's even further out than where their downtown area is. The downtown area is about 2.5 miles towards this spot. So a lot of this area is like, see this road right here is New Hope Road. So going right down that way would lead us to that little city. More like a town. All right, let me pull into where this tractor is. Maybe you guys will be able to see more of it. All right, hopefully this helps. Okay, that's a pretty good angle, right? I think that's pretty good. So for this landfill, let's just get into some details about this. The waste that they accept in this one is going to be construction and demolition. That's what they're known for. Some household waste and some recyclable waste. It's about 2.5 miles from like downtown McKinney. All these other areas, they don't have like any big master plan communities in this spot. Over in Melissa, it's going to be a little different over there with that. There are a bunch of communities getting built around that one. So this one's a little bit less, you know, when it comes to the neighborhoods around here. Most of the McKinney master plan communities are on the other side of 75 for this spot. Even though this is the McKinney landfill, it's still more into New Hope and Fairview on this side. And when I was looking online at to just get some information on their actual website, they don't offer a whole bunch of stuff. The Melissa website offers a way better information on their landfill, but for this specific landfill, this landfill feels like it's being run more like a business in what they're doing. Like, you go onto their website and they're showing like what products they're selling, and that's what they're trying to do here. Is they're taking in waste, they're taking in things they can recycle, then they reuse that, then they sell it off. And they were showing things that they're possibly going to sell lumber, they're selling dirt, mulch, rock, like landscaping rock. So this landfill feels a little bit more business oriented. I'm not going to say that the Melissa one isn't, because they're probably selling like natural gas and doing stuff with the things over there and converting the waste into that. But this one feels like it's ran a little bit more like a business, which is pretty interesting to me on how that is. I don't know, guys. I don't do a whole bunch of research into like what landfills are. If you know anything about landfills, like other information on things, or maybe you've been living in the McKinney area and have some details about this. The one main thing I did find is that people were not really complaining about the smell, but they were complaining more of the dust in the air and those things. So that's just something to think about here. Now, over at the Melissa one, that one's gonna be stinky. So, all right, let me get out of this spot and let's hop on over to our next destination, which will be the Melissa landfill, which is actually the North Texas Municipal Water District. So it's a whole operation with this one, rather than this one feels a little bit more business oriented with things. Now, it's been open since 2017. Another thing I saw online was there was a petition that was started like 6 years ago to get this thing moved out of here. But for where it's located in the spot of McKinney, I think if you're moving to McKinney, you don't really have to worry about it in the sense of like smell, maybe for like dust and things like that. But in this area, there's a whole bunch of industrial stuff. The other thing around this area too is, while the smell's not in the air, there is an airport that is in McKinney that has planes constantly flying. It's more of prop planes and things like that, not like United, not like American Airlines is coming in and flying in on this one. Now, Amazon has their warehouse out of that facility, so there is a whole bunch of industrial transportation, things like that going on here. For this specific one, I don't think you're going to run into the smell. From what I was looking online, there wasn't a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll drive out of here and then go over to the Melissa landfill where that one is, and I'll get into the details about that. The Melissa landfill is way more complex with things. There's way more going on with that. I only think you're only allowed to bring in certain glasses, plastics, and things to this one, which, so if you don't want to live by a landfill, I totally understand that. Now, there's plenty of people that are still living around the Louisville landfill. Talk to the people that moved in at the Viridian down in Arlington. That huge master plan community is just across the street, not even like across a highway, not even across anything like that, like just across the street. And you got $1.5 million homes getting up in that. So yes, you're gonna smell those at times, some other times no, but I know that whenever you guys fly in from the airport, DFW more specifically, if you fly in from Love Field, you're not going to see it. But if you fly in from DFW Airport, and I'll do a tour over the Denton County land, it depends on how many people like this video and want me to do another video like this. Like, if a whole bunch of people in the comment section are like, yes, keep doing videos like this, I really don't know. I just got a message from someone that was talking about landfills and gave me a good idea. I went online. No other realtors are really talking about landfills, so totally understandable, right? Like, it's kind of counterintuitive for a realtor to talk about landfills and what could be bad about the area when you're trying to sell houses in it. Okay, so the one over in DFW, if you land at the DFW airport, if you drive that and you go to Denton, or you go through Louisville, when you get where 35 is, where the intersection of 35, right before Business 121, if you just look to your left, there is a huge green landfill. So just remember, if you're flying out here, if you're maybe working with another realtor, which, you know, that's whatever. Then, you know, if you're looking over there and you're just flying in, one of the first things, definitely look at that. That'll give you a pretty good idea on the landfills and stuff. Sometimes when you drive by it, it smells. Sometimes it's okay. It really just depends on the day and what's going on, you know? I'm now headed over to this next landfill. So just to give you guys an idea, from the landfill we were just at, the Mckinney Landfill, to this next landfill that we're going to is about 8 miles away. So I don't, in the whole grand scheme of things, I don't know how close you're supposed to put other landfills to other things, but, you know, when a landfill just opens up, it's probably not too bad, and that air probably isn't, you know, you would think not making it, I mean, depends on how the winds are, but you would think it won't make it up to Melissa in that area. Well, this landfill keeps getting bigger, I mean, and the landfill over Melissa keeps getting bigger, then you're gonna have, you know, both of them combining the air into almost one big giant landfill, which I don't think there was much planning behind that, because the landfill over in Melissa has been there since 2004, and the one over here in McKinney has been here since 2017. So I'd like to see what was approved, who approved that, what was their background, who did they have ties with, because like I said, the landfill here over in McKinney seems very, very business oriented, which means someone's getting cut a check at the end of the day for approving that. I don't do a whole bunch of digging, but when I do, I just scratch the surface of a landfill. Man, I was really getting into it. I mean, I was looking at like the geomembrane and another layer of soil and what they do, and I'll get into all the details on what they do with this one, because a lot more work has to be done with this Melissa landfill, because it's dealing with like a lot worse waste. Yeah, I guess that can be a sentence. But yeah, over here, okay, so you got this neighborhood. So it took about, I don't know, 3 miles outside of that to get to some type of neighborhood. But as you can see on the left, this main area is just a bunch of industrial stuff. We're currently running north along 75 on McDonald right now. So this is just one of the major roads that kind of runs north to south that you can kind of get onto and not have to get onto 75 if you're not wanting to travel on something like that. I know there's some people that don't want to travel on highways because it's just crazy, and people drive fast and don't want to drive around the crazy, or they don't want to pay for tolls. Now, that's another thing to think about when you're moving out to McKinney or Allen or something like that. You don't have to pay for tolls because you drive on the freeway, you drive on 75. But you do live a little bit further out here, so people off the tollway get down to Dallas maybe within 20 minutes living in Frisco. Meanwhile, people over McKinney might take like 30 minutes. All right, we're about 12 minutes away. This is most of what it looks like around this area of where we're at in McKinney. Like I said, we're on the furthest east side, where it borders some of the other towns and communities along 380. I think if you're living in Princeton, it might not be too much of a problem. It's still something to think about. That landfill is basically from downtown McKinney to Princeton. It's about in the middle of both. You're gonna see it going home down 380 headed towards Princeton. You're gonna drive past it every day. But in the sense of like an eyesore, I think I would rate, I don't know, I don't really have an eyesore rating of landfill. I don't have a bunch of data to pull from, but in the sense of landfill eyesores, when you compare it to the Louisville landfill and how far away it is and how far away it is and how far you can see it and things like that, I think if the Louisville landfill is like on a from a 1 to 10, Louisville landfill is like at a 9. I would say that you're sitting at about a 4 or 5 with the McKinney landfill, because the thing about the McKinney landfill is you can see it from a little bit further because they have the airport there. But not many people are driving around the airport a whole bunch, you know, to see the landfill. Just when I was driving in that area to get over to that exact spot, taking some back roads, you did see it. From 75, you don't see it from, or at least what I could notice, maybe on a different day or something, or maybe during the winter if the trees were not as dense, maybe you see some of it. But also coming over 121, I didn't notice it either. So you kind of had to drive like another 10 minutes into McKinney to be able to see that one. But I just want to show you guys also the drive around here. I mean, this is a Saturday drive right now, so this is what it looks like. Not too bad of traffic. There was traffic on the Dallas North Tollway now, but not too bad of traffic around here. But yeah, this is what a Saturday drive looks like around Melissa and Anna and some of these northern east areas in Collin County. But they literally took Collin County and they put all the transport facilities and they put all the landfills on like this top right corner, which there's a reason for that, because in the bottom left corner, that's where the Louisville one is for Denton County. So they're kind of spacing them out with those things. All right, now we're on 121. This is where, you know, it kind of exits off from 75. I've done this road a couple times. This is also the road to Liberty. And I think that if you're thinking about buying a home in Melissa, definitely got to keep in mind of the commute down to Dallas, and got to keep in mind what this video is about. There is a landfill around here, and I'll let you know all the facts about that. But let's go see what it looks like from the road. We're about 3 miles away right now. And this area is about a 55 mile per hour speed limit. So from the tollway, it's like 70, and then it drops down to 55. There's not really any bad traffic around here because the lights are spaced pretty far out. Now, during like, you know, 5 o'clock, this might get backed up to here at some of these lights. I mean, there is still a good amount of people moving into Melissa over at the Liberty area. So from right here, 3.2 miles away is where the landfill is. When I was looking online and looking at some of the research, somebody was commenting that they lived under 2 miles away and they could smell the landfill. So, and that's what I was saying, with this one, it's going to smell a lot more than that other one. I think the other one, you just got to worry about more of the dust and things in the air, because that's construction and demolition, and you know, those things are getting all wrecked, and then the concrete and all that stuff that concrete's made out of is going up into the air. But I mean, there's another thing to think about too, right guys? Like, if you're thinking about living in Highland Park, Addison, up the tollway, in Plano, in Frisco, where the Dallas North Tollway is, Prosper, where that Dallas North Tollway is cutting through. You're living right off of Dallas North Tollway. So there's going to be more cars around there. There's going to be more things in the air. Right now, you know, things are a little bit further out. You're not as close to the city, but Frisco's turning into its own city. So if you've been living in Frisco, you've definitely been able to notice the haze in the air. I definitely feel like back, and you can get a lot clearer day when you go up into Gunter and things like that. So there's people that are moving out of the city, and then there's people that's, you know, don't care about that, and they're coming in and, you know, they're wanting to be around Frisco or Prosper or Salina and don't really mind the Dallas North Tollway going through, because they still need to commute into work. There's a trade-off with everything, guys, right? All right, this is Melissa Road that we're on. This is like the main intersection. Talked about this intersection when I was doing my Liberty video. But they got a whole bunch of restaurants around here, and fast food restaurants, not like legit, but fast food. So let's just get into details about the Melissa landfill. We'll be there soon, like less than 5 minutes. So for this one, this is the Melissa landfill, also known as two things. It's where the North Texas Municipal Water District is, and this is also known as the 121 Regional Disposal Facility. This was opened up in 2004. So it's been here for a very, very long time. And I'll put up right now, I'll just put up the tons that is dumped from city to city. So they have reports, and I'll link stuff down below, and you guys can kind of do your own research and own investigation. But I'll put up a report right now over like how much tons of waste the city's dumping and how many loads they're doing. So you guys can pause the video and kind of look at that for a second. But maybe you can interpret that. I'm not gonna interpret any of that. That's out of my scope. So you guys can kind of look at those numbers and see that. All right, we're passing where Liberty is, that master plan community by Hillwood over in this area, and this will give you guys a pretty good idea on how close things are. Brookside is this other neighborhood that's going to be, let's just call it, affected by it, and then you have Meadow Run, and then the Avila that's here. I believe that's just a smaller retirement type community. Oh yeah, luxury that's leasing homes. But you're gonna have also Meadow Run. Meadow Run's on this right side over there, and then this is Brookside on the left. So this fencing is kind of blocking off the landfill, but for sure I can see it. Yeah, so that is Brookside right there. So a little bit further in here now from Liberty, maybe you're gonna see it if maybe you got a 2-story house maybe from that area. I think it's quite possible, but driving in, I didn't really notice it until I got a little bit further. All right, let's see. I don't even know. Let's just see. This might be gated off like the last one. All right, you guys see it from there? All right, let's just go in because we can. Oh, look. He gave me a heads up. All right, we're in it, guys. We made it. So this is the landfill, also known as, for some people on the online forums, Mount Melissa, which is just not good marketing. That is just not good marketing at all. All right, so some details about this. Let's just pull over here real quick, talk about this. All right, so this is, for instance, here's an 18-wheeler. So I'll get into this. This is what is transported from the transfer station. So how this works, over in Collin County, they have 3 transport of waste, like collection of waste. And I'll put those up right here. They have the Custer Road transfer station. Then there's the Parkway transfer station. And then there is the Lookout Drive transfer station. So those areas are a little bit more southwest, where those are over in Plano, over in kind of bordering Allen and those spots. Those are kind of like in the ground. They're not landfills. They're not built up. It's down in the ground where people throw into a pit and then a thing goes in there. But so for instance, I'll throw up this chart to kind of show you what was online. But what it happens is they go to your place, they go to your house, they collect the waste, they put it in the trucks, the dump trucks. Then they deliver those to the transfer station. They put those now onto an 18-wheeler. That thing that we just saw driving in here, that was the 18-wheeler that holds a majority of the waste. That then goes into basically a gas well, where they then cover it with soil, and the soil is what you see here. Now, what they did is they installed like 217 gas wells. They've gone back in, they've installed another 230 gas wells. These gas wells trap the gas, trap the odor, try to, limit the amount of stuff that's going into the air. However, of course, it's still going into the air. I saw something on their website that was like, oh, is the smell harmful? And it was like, no, the smell is not harmful. By the time you can smell it, it's not harmful. But it's like, isn't it? Isn't that how our senses work? Like, you smell something and it smells good and you're like, oh, that's good for my body. And you smell something bad and you're like, that's bad for my body. So I don't know. It's like, isn't that how senses work? Isn't that supposed to tell us what's harmful and not? I don't know. They say it's not harmful. Where's the policy of truth? With the services on this one, they're going to do private dumping. They're going to do public dumping. They're going to allow coal waste, household waste, industrial waste, recyclable waste. So a couple more things than what the previous landfill was kind of. Now, I don't think you can do like construction demolition in this area. It might limit to what you can, but a lot more waste is being dumped into this one than the last one. And as you can see by the size of it, a lot more. So they're trying to fix the odor, not fix the odor, but they're trying to do things to help maintain the odor with stuff. Now, depending on like the day and the pressure and things like that, it's gonna depend on the smell. Like you could have a windy day, and this is from their website, they're talking about this because they probably get calls from people that's like, hey, it smells around here, what's the deal? And they probably refer them back to this. But essentially, there's like 4 things that from their website they say could deal with it. One of them's kind of got me dead, which is the moon phases. But they got the rainfall on some days when the barometric pressure is low or dropping. You know, the landfill can be at a higher than the atmosphere, which causes the gas to, you know, go out further. You got temperatures during colder months. Temperature inversion may occur where warm air is trapped above cold air. Then that slows the normal rise of gas, causing the concentrations to kind of differ and then creating a stronger smell. You have the wind. On a day it might blow north and then it's hitting you, and then, you know, you might blow another day and not so much. Now they did, hold on one sec before I get into the moon phases, they did put up like this big mound to kind of limit being able to see it, but there's still some areas here you can definitely see it from Brookside with stuff. And then for the last note they had was the moon phases. So apparently when there's a certain moon phase, that can cause, I don't know, the tides, the lunar has a pull on the tides, and then the earth is shifting, and I don't know, that's science. Somebody's got to explain that to me in the comments. But all right, those are the 2 landfills of Collin County. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I mean, this is a way different video from what I typically do, but trying to show you guys everything that is around these areas to give you guys the best idea on what it's like moving out here before you move out here. I'm sure there's plenty of people and builders in these other communities that don't have anything about the landfill up on their website. You kind of have to do your hard digging. I've gone in and I've looked at some of the Reddit notes. Most of the Reddit notes for this one on this talked about the smell and how bad it was. Like I said, I saw somebody commenting that they lived like 2 miles or a mile and a half or 2 miles away and they could smell it. And then some people said that up in Anna they felt like they could smell it too. So just depending on the day. Now there was also people commenting that, you know, they liked Melissa, they enjoyed Melissa, it wasn't that bad with comments. But it's like, you know, people that usually aren't having a good time are the ones leaving reviews, right? And then the ones that, you know, are having a good time don't leave as many comments. So just something to keep in mind, the landfills over here for Collin County. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to do more landfill tours, I guess. I don't know. This could be something. And thanks so much if you stayed to the end of this video and watching. I really appreciate all the people that are like returning viewers. Subscribers are great, but it's really the people that are returning like every day watching the videos, which is awesome, and you guys commenting. And then it's awesome to meet you guys that are watching my videos every day and working with you guys and trying to find a house and things like that. I am a realtor. I can't help you find a house. Let's work together. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and take it easy as always, guys. Never again is what you swore the time before. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.